Get your tickets to InvestFest.
Please.
Sean Diddy Combs has been confirmed as a headliner. Congratulations to the great Robert Smith, who sold a company for $4.6 billion. It was a cybersecurity, I believe.
Yes.
Cybersecurity company name Apatio.
Microsoft purchased it, correct?
IBM.
IBM. Okay.
Microsoft. No, IBM purchased it.
Okay. 4.6.
$4.6 billion. He made a lot of money on that transaction. So let's break this down, how this works quickly. It wasn't that he sold his company. I saw a lot of people that was a little confused in the comment section, saying like, we shouldn't be selling our companies. So
for $4 billion, I'm gonna say it. For $4 billion, yes, you should. Yes, you should. If somebody offered y'all $4 billion, listen, you can sell Red Panda. I might have 2.5 right now. I don't even need to be at the table. Let me get my 55%. Stop saying that we shouldn't sell companies. The purpose of buying a company or building a company is to sell it so you then can enjoy time with your family, not to be slaves forever.
Or perhaps create more companies.
Yeah, well, the thing with his business is private equity. So what they do is that they purchase companies, right? They invest in companies, but they pretty much like purchase the company. They own majority stake in the company. They'll buy X, Y, and Z company, and they'll pay $100 million to have 51% ownership of the company. Yep. And the reason why the owner of the business will do that is because they feel like they have taken it to the point where they can't take it any further. And now they need to scale it. They need resources. They need money. With the hope and the intention that the company is valued at $100 million today. By the time that they sell it, they might sell it for $1 billion, right? And then everybody eats, because now you're going to make money on that side as well. So that's actually what he does for a living. He buys companies and then he sells them. Paul Judge just texted me. That's ironic.
Paul.
So
we need to get Paul on the show. And Rashawn Williams, my brother. I know you're not doing interviews, but if we can get you and Paul on the show together, that would be great for the culture. My bad, Rashawn. Go ahead. Got to put it out there.
For sure. So it's his business model to buy companies and to sell them. So we just have to educate the public to understand that he didn't sell out. It's not like he sold his company. Yeah, and he could sell his company if he wants. That's his right. But that's not actually what happened. So he sold, and he sells companies all the time. This was just a very big sale. Yeah. So he sold the company for $4.6 billion. Everybody made a lot of money in that transaction. It's not like he gets $4.6 billion, obviously, because he has partners in the company and the owner, original owner. So let's say he made $100 million. No matter what, he made a lot of money, right? Well, so this is something that very important piece of news, and of course he will be headlining InvestFest. So it's crazy because that came out, and then at the same week, our other headliner, Diddy,
made some news.
It came out that Diageo parted ways with him, and that's a big deal as far as the tequila brand that he has, and really understanding the business side of that. And he enlightened us to a variety of different things that we weren't aware of when we spoke to him about the liquor industry and why he sued and why he felt that it wasn't fairly done. And he was saying, like, the information is important for entrepreneurs to know when you're dealing with corporate, like how they take advantage of people and how they play off of your ignorance. Mm-hmm. So he's a headliner as well. And then the other key headliner in this situation is Richard Paul. And it came out that
did he have a great week?
On the first day on the first day of NBA free agency, yeah, $390 million closed in contracts for 3 of his clients, and he will be at InvestFest.
And that was just in the first day. He has since added more to that portfolio. We just saw Anthony Edwards just signed an extension for over $260 million.
Sheesh.
They're
Rich Paul, I need an agent.
But here's the best thing. There's a bunch of other people that we can't announce yet.
Look,
Get your tickets.
When can we announce my lineup, yo?
No,
Ian, we gotta practice patience.
There was a text that came through 2 days ago that you don't even know about, that I'm gonna have to text you about, that's been added. Is historic. Historic is an understatement. Monumentous is an understatement. What's going to happen here is something that is going to be beyond legendary. When you have this level of talent, this level of brain capacity, this level of excellence in the same place at
one time,
what's about to happen for our community is going to be life changing, man.
Get your tickets to Investor. This is something that's never been done before ever in history of the world. And get your hotel. We have a hotel block. It's on the website.
Do not wait till the last minute, or you'll be staying in Tennessee trying to drive over.
So the first hotel block is gone, but I think they have the second one at the Hyatt Regency, the Regency. So if you're trying to get a hotel, tap in at the Hyatt Regency, go to our website, investfest.com, get all the information. Make sure y'all get your rooms. Y'all want to be there in person, be there early. We're going to be there about a week early. We're going to be doing a couple other things that we're going to announce, but make sure y'all there.
But I want to say something too about this is a lot of people say all the time, where it's like, well, if he sold it for $4 billion, then it was worth 28. They get this from this Master P thing, when Master P was like,
shout out to Master P and Rap Snacks.
So shout out to Master P for sure. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of common sense. Just think about this logically, right? If you're selling something to me and I'm buying it from you, I think that it's more valuable than what you're selling it for, or I wouldn't buy it. That's just the common
room. Yeah, and a supply chain for them to make a return.
It's the system only works if there's a buyer and a seller. There has to be a seller for the system to work. If there's no seller, it's not going to work. So this is like the original barter system, right? Where it's like, if you're selling me something, I think that I'm going to pay for it right now, but it's worth more than that, or I wouldn't buy it. So that's not the best way to go about it, to think like, well, if he sold it for $4 billion, then how much? Because it might not be in his interest to keep the company for 20 years and nurture it. And he got a bunch of he's buying 100 companies in that time frame, right? Like his model is to buy it, build it, and sell it. Yeah. IBM's model might be to groom it, grow it. Neither one of them are bad, but we have to be careful, because we're repeating narratives that we fully don't even understand ourselves.
And maybe that didn't work for other people.
Yeah.
You can hold on to, so if you're an entrepreneur and you sell to or have an angel invest, there needs to be room for the angel to invest and take it to venture. Venture needs to be able to take it to private equity or go public. Once the IPOs, there needs to be room for the retail investor to have room for it to grow. Also, you should know what that multiple is. So if I take Red Panda and sell it to Schwab for $2.5 billion, I need to know how long it'll take them to get to a multiple of 16 for it to be worth it in a down economic environment over a 4 or 5 year period. Otherwise, no deal. That's why you have to study every market, every swath of investor, whether it's small, large, private equity. And that's why if you come to Market Mondays or Invest Fest, like, you need to listen to all the not just if you're in real estate, you need to listen to more of the private equity and publicly traded side. If you're in stocks, you need to go listen to PE and venture and media, because you need to. Even when we talk about celebrities, a lot of times people will say, why? The celebrity is also the marketing engine for the company for it to go public. Going back to Diddy, there's no way in hell they shouldn't have offered him equity, and they're offering him royalty on products. But when Jay said, I wanted to buy this for 1.5, after they said it was 1.5, why wouldn't you sell it? Because it is worth way more, and you don't want him to get control and interest. But if you're not having these conversations and you're only reading the headlines on Instagram and Twitter, it may not make sense. There's been you want to talk Ponzi schemes, that entire liquor market and how they've been using us for branding and marketing for the last 30 years is fucking egregious. No one would have been buying that product if it wasn't for Diddy.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, the part that people got to realize is the amount of time that it took for him to even get to that point, right? He's been trying to have his own spirits for 20 years. Like, we're watching it over the past 10. Like, this is great. Like, we started seeing those Ciroc commercials maybe in 08, 09 when he's, they're doing the Ocean's 11. That's 08, 09. But like, he's fighting that since the early 2000, right? And what he's fighting for is not just for himself. It's for what's coming after that, for the next person who wants to have their own spirits, right? So you're not going to you're not just going to treat him away and set a bar and a standard for everybody that comes behind him. He's trying to make sure that everybody makes profit and makes it a situation that it benefits both parties, not just the one side. And that's what we've seen. So
once again, these companies like hedge funds are owned by small families.
Yeah.
And often they won't let other families in of a certain hue. And we have to have a coalition to figure out a way how to be able to do so.
Yeah. And still, and we brought up Diageo when we were at Market Mondays Live in London, right? We'll be talking about company, and we talked about over the percent since 1993. It's been up 1,200%. That's a lot to do.
That's insane.
The marketing from people from our culture.
Well, we'll monitor the situation.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.